warmer later. Puffy white clouds, few stripes in the sky, wonderful background for the photographs. I don't know, when I think of what it was like here last year, this is absolutely brilliant. In fact, what it was like earlier in the week, so I think we're in for an absolutely splendid day here at Yeovilton. That's an interesting run-in and break. Leading the Red Arrows. You see 10 aircraft there because the one at the back, number 10, is Flight Lieutenant Steve Underwood. He's their commentator. We shall be hearing from him later when they do their display after lunch. As they touch down. In about 30 seconds they perform the crossover break. The team this year is made up of 3 QHIs and 4 QHIs in fact, and 2 operational pilots. The 4th QHI actually being the staff officer in the Directorate of Army Aviation, Captain Al Rickens, who works on simulation. And after doing his day job, he comes out and rehearses with the Blue Eagles, so we're very glad to have him along this year. He was actually team leader last year, so he's very, very experienced. So looking now for the crossover break. There we go, turning through. Neil Bishop's now on the links up to nice and his nose up. Now on the fixed wing, you'll see the aircraft getting very, very close because the winds aren't going round at about 400 kilometres an hour. So the closest speed of these rotors they go through at 30 feet is 800 kilometres. Very, very skillful flying, and the whole purpose of today is to show you how versatile the helicopters are, both the Lynx and the Gazelle, and also to give you a taste of Army Aviation. All the pilots you see, although we have 4 instructors, are all operational pilots and could be called on at any time to go to any theatre where Her Majesty's government deem that we need to go to. Staff Sergeant Dave Kane sat next to him will with checking speeds and heights, and it performed one of the semi-unique manoeuvres to a helicopter. It will now loop it. This is not an optical illusion. It goes straight over the top, but directly into a loop. As it comes out at the bottom, he then slows the aircraft down 100 feet. He's lost all inertia, so he's now going to perform a unique manoeuvre for the links and also catching nil vision. The only aircraft in the world and the only pilot in the world at this time who is actually qualified to carry out this manoeuvre. What he'll do is go up to 700 feet. He'll sit there. He'll then steady the aircraft. He'll start a slight rate of ascent. Once he's got that rate of ascent, he will then pull power, pull back on the cyclic, which will have an amazing effect on the aircraft. I won't tell you what it is until you see it. You will see another one, I'll let you know. So there he goes. From a stationary hover, he backflips a helicopter. The Eagles take their pilots from all qualified Army aviation commanders, so anybody can apply for it. And once we get the applicants in, we just look at their suitability for flying, how they present themselves, the jobs they do, and whether we actually think they will suit the team and project the Army in the way we really think it should be projected. Now the gazelles duck underneath the rotor of the Lynx. The Lynx goes to 90 degrees nose down, accelerates, and you'll see he's got no inertia again. He's got no speed, so he's now going to climb himself back up to aircraft and also talk about what the aircraft's like. We also have from our sister regiment up in 9 Regiment in Dishworth. We've brought the Apache down, so we've got 2 Apaches plus the dropped vehicles and also the ammunition. So go along, have a chat to them, they're going to see the Eagles and tell you about the airport, the historic Army airport flights and also the Museum of Army Flying. Right, a unique manoeuvre for any helicopter team in the world. So let's listen in to WO2 Alstots to perform the corkscrew, the final manoeuvre for the 2005 season. They heard the second multi-guy now spooling up his 2 Ador engines, Flight Lieutenant Derek Sigton, and the 2005 Jaguar display. Again, we're going to see him do what he calls an oblique maximum rate turn. It'll be a sort of 360 degree turn but canted on its side, and he went into that with a derry turn there. He rolled to the left and ended up turning right. We'll see more of those and I'll try and find them. And isn't that fantastic? With just enough moisture in the air to give those flutters on the wings. So he's hauling it round on a sort of probably 5G. He's weighing 5 times his normal weight. Maximum rate turn, but it's not a flat one, it's sort of canted up by a few degrees. As he comes in on the left next time, I'm looking for a hesitating 4-point roll. He may start with a complete roll before he does so, but the 4-point roll will be rolling the aeroplane through 90 degrees and then stopping on each of the cardinal points of the roll. So wing level, an aileron roll first. 1, 2, 3, back on the knife edge, and 4, back the right way up again. Now he'll haul the aircraft round. He has to be a bit careful that he doesn't fly right over Yeovilton village just there, so he's not very keen on that. But once he's negotiated not going over the village, he'll be heading back in towards us for a half horizontal 8. So it's a loop, except that he rolls as he comes towards us. Goes over the top and way down. Okay, he's spooling up the 2 engines, the Rolls-Royce Turbo Measure Adder 106 engines. They're like the engines in the Hawk. There are 2 of them, but they've both got reheat, so they reheat to about 8,500 pounds of thrust, which for this small aeroplane, maximum weight 15 tons, is quite a lot. So he's accelerating his derrick to come past us at about 690 miles an hour. This is almost as fast as you're allowed to go over land. has that little sort of duck's foot look as it comes towards you. Strange little undercarriage arrangement.
The Jaguar at the end of his display. This isn't his last display this year. The last one is at Malta on the 26th. Next year, who knows? Let's hope we see the Jaguar back for one more year. I know he'll appreciate that. A roll in the vertical as he goes up, and a stall turn at the top. Speed of the aircraft dropping down to nothing. He kicks the rudder on and it pivots around that point, just inside the left wing. Perfect stall turn. Watch for flick rolls on the way down. Aircraft partially out of control. Auto-rotating it's called in the business, in the flick rolls. Now a half Cuban manoeuvre. This is half a Cuban 8, so it's just half of a figure 8. But watch as he goes over the top. When he's upside down, watch for flick rolls. There we go. 1.5 flicks across the top and ending up the right way up after those flicks. Okay, half vertical roll as he goes up there and then pushing the thing over the top, making himself weightless, probably to about 0G. A quarter vertical roll on the way down. And something coming next that he calls a cascade. I'll leave you to watch. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so now he's upside down. It's going to do a half of an outside Cuban 8. So half a figure of 8, but he's on the outside of that. He's getting something like -4 or 5 G there. The blood rushing to his head. It's most uncomfortable and painful and can do you permanent damage. His vision actually going a bit pink. Watch for him flicking on the way down though. He never gives up, doesn't balance. One flick. So when he gets it up again into the vertical, because you'll have noticed that he doesn't spend much time going horizontally. And then probably a flick roll on the top. There it goes. Neat little flick. And continuing the loop. Now another of those half Cuban 8 maneuvers. An octagonal one. So he's 45 degrees up. Now he's 90 degrees up. 45 degrees up, upside down, and then flat at the top. Pulling down to 45 degrees down. And rolling out. That's the half Cuban. This is a huge helicopter, this. It's a 3-engine beast. It can carry nearly 5 tons on its cargo hook alone. And you need to have smoke for its display. You can see as it goes by that it has a ramp open at the back. You can fit a vehicle in there. There might even be one in there, you never know. Huge big rotor, 60 foot 5 inches, nearly the size of a cricket pitch, and driven by 3 engines. So that's what he's doing. Sending back down again, and when he comes back onto the centre line, I think I'll probably expect to see him do a running landing on the wheels, which I think he hasn't got down to. You can see the refuelling probe out of the nose of the aircraft. In case you didn't catch that, he just said we were coming into the 65-metre line, which is as close as you're allowed to come for a helicopter, for safety reasons. So you get a very good view of the underside of the helicopter. Let's tip over. So the wheels are just coming down now. You notice they've got 2 main wheels on each side. That's one of the differences between this and the naval one. They only have 1 on each side of the Navy. This is so this thing doesn't sink into soft ground when it's in use on the battlefield. You notice that ramp is closed, but it's just coming down now. The ramp is down, hitting the floor, and out comes a gator. Go, go, go! Sergeant Graham Jonah Jones, fully loaded with, it can be up to 14 tons, this aircraft. Big piece of kit. Designed.
Now we're going to demonstrate the manoeuvrability of sideways and mirrorways of the Merlin Mark III helicopter. Now we're going to move on to the crash like this.
Give Sergeant Jonah Jones a wave as he goes by, ladies and gentlemen.
Travelling at 30 to 40 knots sideways.
So nearly 50 miles an hour sideways that, as he said, 30 to 40 knots, and then turning so that he's actually going backwards and then starting to climb. A lot of grass moving in through that surface rear door.
Coming up now to 600 feet, where one third mile will turn the nose over to 80 degrees nose down.
80 degrees nose down, that's a very steep descent coming any time now.
500. Good speed, nose down.
Oh! something like 146 of those have been ordered. 101 of them have been delivered by early this year. The interesting thing is, though, that the American version of the EH-101 has been ordered for the Marine One fleet, for the President's helicopter fleet in America. Okay, we're going to get one more look at the Merlin as he flies back from right to left and then lands at the left-hand end. Designed and built by Augusta of Italy and GKN Westland Helicopters, the local team here, and the combination of those two is known as European Helicopter Industries, hence the EHE. That's a jet provost. It's pretending to be a Hercules. More about that in a moment. He'll be taking off, and then he'll be back for his display later. So the jet provost is taking off. In fact, he's going to take off straight into his display. This was to have been a Hercules, ladies and gentlemen. Fortunately, the Hercules is... So here comes John Wheaty in the jet provost, rudely known as the constant power variable noise machine, but a very good basic trainer. Idea of the jet provost goes back quite a long way. Back in the 50s, standard RAF flying training combination was basic training on the provost, as it was called then. We call it the piston provost these days. Piston engine, single propeller, followed by advanced training on the vampire. But someone came up with the idea that an all-through jet course, i.e. not bothering with the piston engine and the propeller to start with, that would be quicker and easier than starting on propellers and converting to jets. So Hunting decided to convert the provost to be jet-engined. And considering he's making it up as he goes along, John Beattie's doing a nice little aerobatic display in this aircraft. Very experienced pilot. So the RAF went to all-through jet training. In fact, nowadays, since the demise of the jet provost, they've gone back to propeller training. They have been, this role was taken over by the turboprop Tucano. But JP was very successful, sold to more than a dozen countries in various forms, including the BAC Strike Master, which was a light attack jet. Nice slow roll to inverted. comes by next time, I think Brian Grant's very keen on giving everybody good photo opportunities, and this is such an elegant aeroplane, it's well worth it. I think he's going to do 4 passes up and down the display line, 2 showing the underside of the aircraft and 2 showing the top side. First flew back in 1951, went into production 1953, did the Hunter. Coronation year 53, a one-off bright red Mark III took the world speed record from the Americans, 727.6 miles an hour in the hands of Neville Duke. Another underside pass. Continuous service for another 42 years, which is a quite extraordinary achievement for any aeroplane. You see those big tanks under the wings? At one time it had water canisters in place of those tanks, and they could spray coloured water onto troops around Porton Down and Salisbury Fen in Wiltshire to simulate nuclear, biological and chemical weapon ground attack. And the team from Hunter Flying Club has to be able to demonstrate that next year. And there's an interesting story attached to that. I think there's a barrel roll coming up now from Brian. Flying Club based at Exeter came into existence during the Hunter's 50th anniversary in 2001. They got their CAA approval, fronted by Chief Engineer John Sparks, an ex-Royal Navy aircraft engineers, mostly staffed by volunteers who keep giving their time to keep airplanes airworthy. The largest civilian Hunter operator in the world. They've got 14 of them. 6 of them are airworthy. Now there's the barrel roll, and if you were listening carefully to the note of the engine there was just a hint of the Avon engine's blue note, the famous Hunter blue note. I hope that when Brian leaves us at the end of the display, he'll come by at very high speed, and we should get a good chance of getting a good go at the blue note. This is not Brian's high-speed pass. The counter is still on the wheel sound and the flaps. You could call this a slow pass. Aesthetically beautiful and a thoroughbred aircraft in every sense. Not unexpected because designed by Sir Sidney Camp. Listen out. Ladies and gentlemen, you've experienced it. The famous Hunter blue note. That was cracking. There's Brian bringing the Hunter in on a good carrier-type landing, keeping the aircraft turning till right at the last moment, and they're just rolling it out exactly in the runway direction. It's beautiful, lovely display from Brian Grant and the FGA 9 of the Hunter Flying Club sound of the formation flags to all, and 6 Rolls-Royce Merlins. The Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. It's a Mark 9 Spitfire with clipped wings, so you don't see the full elliptical shape of the famous R.J. Mitchell wing. The LF-9E version of the Spitfire. The Spitfire was extraordinary. It first flew in 1936. This Mark 9 version was, of course, in contrast to the Mark 1s that went into RAF service just before the war started. This was a very urgent version to counter the Focke-Wulf 190 German fighters. On the 14th of June, she lost a wheel on takeoff, but the pilot elected to continue and ended it in a third belly landing. After that, her war service ended. A gate guardian on a post somewhere, and then also appeared as a static aircraft in the Battle of Britain film. Then went to the museum at St Athan. After that it was completely refurbished, and its first flight in 53 years took place in 1997. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Hurricane. Same lovely Merlin engine sound, but instead of being designed by Reginald Mitchell, the Hurricane designed by Sidney Cam. It's a monoplane version of the Fury. Originally it had fixed undercarriage and a Gossamer engine. While it was still on the drawing board, Cam incorporated a retracting undercarriage and most importantly the Rolls-Royce Merlin 12. And he increased the guns from 4 to 8 and it became the first 8-gun fighter. On this aeroplane, it's the colours of a Hurricane 2C Knight Intruder aircraft of Flight Lieutenant Karl Kuttelbacher to his mates, DFC and Bar, and 1 F Squadron at Tangmere. He's a Czechoslovakian Air Force pilot, escaped to France via Poland, and then joined 1 Fighter Squadron in October 1940, one of 87 Czechs to fly in the Battle of Britain. These are his colours. Of his aircraft. Last pass from the Hurricane. I expect to see another of those victory rolls and if you follow the Hurricane as it goes out to the right, your eyes will neatly light upon the Lancaster. Success first flew in January 1941. Test pilot Bill Ford. Wonderful handling characteristics, quite high speed, good load carrying capabilities.
Oh yeah.
Normal bomb load of 14,000 pounds with a maximum of 22,000 pounds. An amazing amount. And a simple Grand Slam 10-ton bomb. As it comes by this time, the bomb bay doors are open. You will see the huge size of the bomb bay on the underside of the aircraft. Maneuverable aircraft this is. When the famous Alex Henshaw was testing Lancasters at Castle Bromwich, and he didn't just test Spitfires, he used to roll this aircraft completely round, and he'd leave his flying glove on the instrument panel, on the combing of the instrument panel, to check for the important 0G level. He even did a roll once with somebody standing behind him. The first operational Lancaster squadron was 44 at Waddington. First operational bombing sortie, March 42, against Essen. Famous, of course, for the 617 squadron raids against the Merna, Ada and Sorba dams in 1943, the sinking of the Tirpitz. The Lancaster was one of, if not the best heavy bomber of the war. Squadron leader Paul Moss is in the right-hand seat as co-pilot. Squadron leader Andy Marston is the navigator. Flight engineer, squadron leader Ian Hall. Coming by from the right with the wheel star. Described by that great old man, Sir George Edwards, an aircraft designed by engineers and built by craftsmen and women for heroes to fly.
That's what they used to shoot at us when we were going across.
Flying on Victor Lloyd. And during Operation Manna, Bob McMahon flew 3,150 sorties and delivered in total more than 6,600 tons of food. So we've just seen the Spitfire landing. That's turning off the runway now. It's in the hands of Wing Commander Russell Walcorn. A Hurricane just coming to the end of its landing run. Squadron leader Al Dinner, which is taking over from Clive Rowley and that coveted job as the officer commanding the Lachlan Memorial Flying Aircraft Jackage, because it will be crashing very slightly because of the crosswind. He has to kick it straight just before the wheels hit the runway. And I expect he'll do a wheeler, that's to say he won't fly and three-point it, because in a crosswind made this much more difficult to do. So keep it on the main wheels to start with, and then the tail wheel will come down. So there he is, just touching down. Now, beautiful landing, tail wheel down immediately. And there she goes.
But I salute them for this season. They've been working extremely hard on a very demanding season.
Yes, well, I'm very glad you mentioned that, Steve, because the engineers often don't get the credit that they deserve.
An integral part of the team, and teamwork is the ethos of the Royal Air Force.
It's funny you should say they're volunteers. I can't imagine there's any difficulty in getting suitable numbers of volunteers. I think everybody wants to do it, don't they?
Obviously, certain people like certain jobs. I know for a fact that my circuit engineer had been applying for about 6 years to get on the team before he was finally selected. So there's a lot of company take off. Team leader is Red 1, Squad Leader Dickie Paternos. Completion of flying training, he was posted to the Hawk aircraft at RAF in Anglesey in North Wales, the advanced flight training school for fighter pilots for the Royal Air Force. He was an instructor on the Hawk onto the Jaguar, and in 1997, at the age of 27, was selected to the Red RNAS. And his final year as the synchro lead, then back to the Jaguar, and his last tour, a staff tour on the Typhoon. But to your left-hand side, the formation through Concord, now into Apollo for our first rolling move of the day. From the left-hand side, as the team ease up, the smoke comes on for the Apollo roll. A beautiful view high above us of the Apollo formation, named after the Saturn V program of the 1960s. Team fly away to your right-hand side. This is our tribute to that beautiful aircraft. This next move, we'll look out for Red 2 as he trails Red Smoke in memory of Flight Attendant Matt Jarvis, the designated Red 2 pilot for the 2004 season, who tragically died of cancer. So Red 2 trails Red Smoke, the rest of the team White Smoke for the Lancaster bend. So to your 12 o'clock, the formation called into Phoenix. We have Reds 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 9 flying line abreast formation, with Reds 6 and 7 forming the tail of the Phoenix. In the middle of that formation is Red 1. Immediately above him, as we look now, is Red 3, Trolleyman Martin Higgins. Higgins in his first year in the team, a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk and a Tornado F3 fighter. But from the right-hand side, the smoke's on. The coloured smoke comes on for the Phoenix bend. A beautiful view there around 11 o'clock as the nose lights point back towards us. It's cameras at the ready from your 11 o'clock. As the angle of bank changes, once again, the G will increase to 5 times the force of gravity. For the 9-arrow bend from the left-hand side. To your right-hand side, the formation called into Short Diamond. To the top of that formation we look now is Red 4, Flight Attendant David Slow. David's in his second year with the team, his second as Red 4, a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk and the Harrier aircraft. He'd served on number 1 fighter squadron on the Harrier. And his last tour was on the operational conversion unit at REM Wittering. He was the Harrier solar display pilot in the 2003 season. So, to your 12 o'clock, the formation into Eagle, named after the American fighter, the F-15. A beautiful view once again as the angle of bank increases, the G increases, cameras at the ready from the left-hand side. The smoke comes on for the Eagle bend. Team fly away to your right-hand side. It's worth noting, look at the team now, that each team pilot is formating off Red 1, the lead aircraft, and not the aircraft next to him. So Reds 4 and 5 on the wings up there, working extremely hard to maintain formation position. The top of the formation we look now, as it's called into Feathered Arrow, is Red 5, Flight Attendant Jim Turner. The smoke comes on for the chevron roll. Formation high in the sky. So ladies and gentlemen, the team fly away on 10 o'clock to our left-hand side. That concludes the first half of the display. That's the aerial ballet over with. Thank you. Red 1 to 5, close aboard, left and right, turning white smoke, Red 8 and 9. As their smoke goes off, taking centre stage for the first time today to your left and right, miles an hour, just 100 feet above the ground, with passengers feet apart. So ladies and gentlemen, from Red 6 to your left and right, the synchro pair. near 11 o'clock. The red 1 to 5 as they form an inverted V. Red 8 flies away, trailing red, white and blue smoke to your right hand side. At 60 degrees, nose up. Red 1 to 5 in a steep climb. That's a fantastic manoeuvre to your right hand side. Red 7 and 9 roll round. It's the vortex. Red 1 calls for the full manoeuvre. It's the quarter clover. A quarter clover is a loop with a 90-degree turn towards us, high above us. Cameras at the ready. The vertical brake. Look back to the tower to your right hand side. You can see red 6, 7. Trailing red smoke is a red 9, fully adapted Mason. He's in his third year in the team. So I'm taking off the first shot second in command. He's a qualified flying, tactics and weapons instructor on the Hawk aircraft. A Harrier pilot serving number 1 fighter squadron. Goes down to the rest of the depot depart to the left. The coloured smoke comes on for the Caterpillar. We use smoke throughout the display to rapidly on Paladin's interest. A graphic representation, 9,000 feet above us, into cloud, as they complete the Caterpillar to your right hand side. As Heaney fly away over the church into our 2 o'clock, look back to your left for the mirror roll. Red 6 now flying an inverted bar roll at minus 2.5 times the force of gravity. Weightless in his seat harness. Mirror image by red 7. While red 8 and 9 fly perfect formation. Red 8 9 roll back with blue smoke as they complete the mirror roll. To the rollback.
waiting for the excitement of having a Boeing 747-400 display for us in a few minutes' time. I've got a couple of moments to talk about some things that are going on at the Fleet Air Arm Museum. You can take the ultimate skills test.